My fiance's mom wore white to our wedding and announced her own vow renewal during our reception. I should have seen it coming. During our engagement, Diane had opinions about everything. The venue was too small. My dress wasn't elegant enough. When I showed her my wedding dress, she smiled tightly and said, "How lovely." I wore something similar to my first wedding before I learned about fashion. The morning of the ceremony, my sister texted me a photo. Diane had arrived in a floor-length white gown with a train. Not ivory, not cream, bridal white. My hands shook so badly I could barely hold my phone. I walked down the aisle trying to ignore how Diane sat front row in her white dress, dabbing her eyes with a handkerchief. Ethan looked confused when he saw her, but squeezed my hand tighter. The ceremony was beautiful, despite her theatrical sobbing. At the reception, I started to relax. We'd made it through. Then came the toasts. My dad spoke about love. Ethan's father made a joke about finally getting a daughter. When he sat down, Diane stood up. "I have something to share," she announced. Ethan went rigid beside me. 32 years ago, I married the love of my life," she began, gesturing to Ethan's father. "And today, watching my baby get married, I'm reminded of that sacred commitment." She pulled out folded papers from her purse. "Which is why I've decided to renew our vows, right now, here with all of you as witnesses." The room went silent. Even the DJ stopped mid-song. Ethan's father looked like he'd been struck by lightning. "We should celebrate love in all its forms," Diane continued, unfolding what appeared to be vow renewal certificates she'd printed herself. "Pastor Reynolds, you're already here. This will only take a moment." "Mom, what are you doing?" Ethan said, his voice tight. "This is our wedding. And what better place to honor the marriage that created you?" She smiled at the crowd like this was perfectly reasonable. "Everyone's already dressed up. The photographer is here. It's efficient." I felt something snap inside me. I'd dealt with her passive aggression for 2 years. The comments about my teaching job. The suggestions that Ethan could do better. The time she said at Thanksgiving she hoped I wouldn't let myself go after the wedding. I stood up. "No," I said simply. Every head turned toward me. "This is my wedding day. Mine and Ethan's, not yours." Diane's face went pale, then red. "I'm his mother. I have every right." "You have the right to be a guest," I interrupted, "which you've already violated by wearing a wedding dress to someone else's wedding. But you don't get to hijack our reception." My mom started clapping, then my sister, then Ethan's father stood up and said, "She's right, Diane. This is inappropriate." Diane looked around the room for support, and found none. Her face crumpled. "You've turned my son against me," she hissed at me. "This is what happens when he marries beneath him." Ethan stood so fast his chair tipped backward. "We're leaving, Mom, right now. Security will help you find your coat." "You can't throw your own mother out," she sputtered. "Watch me," he said coldly. He nodded to the venue coordinator, who appeared with 2 security guards. Diane was escorted out, still clutching her printed vow renewal certificates, shouting about disrespect and betrayal. After she left, the DJ started the music again. We cut our cake, danced, celebrated with people who actually loved us. 3 months later, Diane sent a group email to Ethan's extended family claiming I'd banned her from the wedding. She attached the photo of herself in her white dress as evidence. His cousins replied, all with laughing emojis. "We've been married for 8 months now." Diane sends Ethan occasional texts asking when he'll apologize for humiliating her. He never responds. Last week, she mailed us a bill for the white dress, claiming we owe her since our wedding ruined it. I framed it and hung it in our kitchen as a reminder of the day I learned to set boundaries.